step into the next level. Timeless game every day of the week. Could tell you how to level up your spirit and be success driven and mind strong. Get your finances right, get your grind on. You know there's power in the stories. Tune in, this the Valor of the true man. Success blueprint. The success blueprint. The success blueprint. You're looking for the blueprint.
Do you believe that procrastinating is actually useful, or does it create an environment of being overwhelmed, unclear, or unnecessary emotions that prevent us from being successful?
Yeah. I don't know anybody that has ever procrastinated and it was good for them. Can't think of an instance where I was like, all right, I procrastinated on that and it worked out for my better. Like, I don't know if, unless it was something that I wasn't supposed to be doing anyway, right? Like, I pushed that off. So I don't see how procrastination can benefit. If I'm wrong, like, please, I'll take that. If somebody sees that differently, please, I'd love to hear your perspective on that. Also, what I believe about procrastination, I've heard this several times, is that a procrastination, we get a dopamine hit off of it whenever we do it. So it's something that it feels good in the moment. We justify our position. We stay right where we are. I mean, it's always interesting because every time I procrastinate, I'm like, all right, maybe if I could just do that here in the next few minutes, and then let me go do this first, and then I'll come back to that thing. And it makes it, you know what I mean? Like, and I never really get to the thing that I'm supposed to do. And sometimes when I've done that in the past, I put it off and I finally did it. And I'm like, that was easier than what I thought. I can't believe I waited this long, right, to do that, or it went way better than I expected it to go. So I don't see the good in it. It usually, in my experience, makes you very overwhelming because now everything is starting to stack up. I'm unclear about where I'm really going. Why am I now? I've justified it in my mind that why am I doing this? Is it really going to benefit? Is it going to go the way I thought it was going to go? I'm afraid of this, and fear starts to come from it. Anxiety, all of these things, and I don't want to execute because I procrastinated. And I made the thing bigger in my own mind. I'm in the army, we call it catastrophizing. I made the problem like way bigger than what it had to. And now, so my wife is really good at this. Candace is really good at this, of the movie in her mind. You said, and it just, actually I didn't, right? No, that actually didn't go that way. Or, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want that. So to avoid the movie in my mind becoming bigger than what it is, because we start to listen to ourselves, I do our best not to procrastinate, not to put it off. And how you beat it is just do one little thing at a time. Right, do it right now instead of waiting late. A friend of ours, he says this: make later now, later now. Right, I get credit to that as Trey Meeks. Shout out to him for that. But make later now. Instead of putting it off, let's make later now. Let's do it right away. So that's my experience with it. What are your thoughts on procrastination?
So actually, I don't like procrastination at all. I've always had a procrastination mindset. Procrastination freaks me out so much that, like, if I have to write a paper, I would start it weeks in advance, but I would just write little bits at a time, you know? So it's like, I'm gonna write one page and just like, so I am not pro procrastination. I don't like it. It definitely, things weigh on me because I like finishing things. So if it's like, I'm leaving it, I'm like, okay, why I'm not done? And to that point of, we spoke about execution, sometimes it's just the activity, you know, the forward actions and not the results. So to me, I need to see forward action, not precisely results. So I actually feel overwhelmed if something is left for last minute, or you cannot, I was talking about it, like a contract that I had was changing, and I was like, what's taking so long? Are we not doing this? Do I need to do anything? What I got to make happen? And that's what I'm thinking in my mind. And I realized that I caused myself to, if I cannot move it forward, I start creating my own personal overwhelm. I catastrophize it for sure. And I don't see people that say like they delay because they want it to be perfect. It's like, just do. I mean, it's much easier to just do it now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can always adjust it. You can always adjust it for better. And it should be that way. So it's a working document, right? Our lives are that way. Work in progress, which is really good. I agree with you. I don't like procrastinating. Every time I've waited to do something last minute, I never get the best results. Right. I've written a paper last minute. I'm like, crap, I forgot about that paper. And and I'm stressed trying to write it. And I'm like, oh, shoot, hurry up and get it. And man, I would have wrote that way better if I had actually did the work like I was supposed to, instead of pushing it off. So yeah, I agree. Procrastination I'm not a fan of it. It actually tells me, like, whenever I've done it in the past, it's because I was insecure. That's personal.
Yeah.
And this is for everybody. It was personal for me. I had insecurity around my ability to actually accomplish the thing, my
Wow. Okay.
ability to convert a person from a client to a customer, like a potential prospect to a client, client to a customer, whatever, right? Any of that. My ability to do that, that procrastination is what it was insecurity in me that said, man, are you even able to actually do this to the best of your ability? I put it off over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and then you start pondering it, you start doubting yourself. Like we said, right? It's never for the better, right? Never for the better. And moving on to that is that we spoke last time how I don't believe in motivation, right? So, you know, we got to run on inspiration, on true outcomes, on systems. So what would you say is it how can someone stop working off the emotions and shifting to this structure when it comes to executing? Like
Right.
we spoke no motivation. So how do we shift into using the structure, a system, a method, whatever? What do you think?
Yeah. So some of the ways, I mean, we do that now with our business, right? And almost in everything that we do. Some of the ways is actually knowing the end before the beginning. I think
Oh,
people
okay.
don't know where they're headed or where they want to go, and
Hmm.
then backwards planning it. That you don't need motivation when you have structure, systems, and things in place, right? You don't need it. It's like, oh, if I go talk to 5 people, one person is going to say yes. So let's
Hmm.
just go put the 5 people in. There's
Yeah.
nothing there there's no motivation needed behind that. And my motivation is there's only one type of motivation. We heard this from our billionaire mentor last week. It's called self-motivation. So
Hmm.
I can't even be externally motivated from other things. I can only be intrinsically motivated, and that my motivation will grow as I see the systems that I have in place work. So I don't
Hmm.
need motivation because now the things that I said I wanted to accomplish, whether that's making a certain amount of money in a year, or whether that's getting a promotion, whether that's graduating school with all A's, whether that's, I don't know, just building a family, whether it's starting a ministry, whether it's finishing your doctoral degree, whatever the thing is, helping your kids become the best that they can be, whatever it is. If I have systems in place, I want my son said he wanted to play baseball. He wants to get to be a professional athlete. Okay, son, this is what this looks like. There's a system in place for you to be able to do that. You're 10. That means I shouldn't have to, you should be up batting practice. I shouldn't have to ask you to play catch. You need to go get this. You need to be in this league. You need to hit this ball. You need to enjoy what you're doing. You need to really get good at your craft. You need to understand, like, all of these things are in place, and we do that for everything else, but we don't do it for our lives, for what
Hmm.
we're trying to build, what we're trying to execute. Right. So I think the systems that you put in place will definitely help aid in the lack of motivation in things. Go to the gym. I want a certain body type. That joker is not motivated every day to wake up and go lift weights and eat like crap, right? I mean, I don't say like crap. Eat cardboard, basically. Eat
Yeah.
really plain, not really good food all the time. You learn to love the food because you see the process, how it's working. But it's not. If you could, who doesn't like mac and cheese?
Yeah.
We just can't eat it all the time. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm trying to get my body a certain way, I don't need motivation not to eat. I just need a system. Now, my system is no mac and cheese in the house. There's no motivation behind that. I don't need it. Right? There's no ice cream in the house. There's no cakes in the house. There's no carbs, limited carbs, and stuff that's good for me. I have a system in place for it. And now
Yeah.
my motivation is not going to take me away because I'm motivated to eat the doggone mac and cheese because it tastes good.
Highly, highly motivated to
Right?
have all of the mac and cheese. Is
Yeah.
like, give
Yeah.
it to me.
Sure.
Yeah.
For
So
sure.
that's good because we have to create those systems. So what about with fatigue? What do you think if because we get tired of the systems, man, they're they're challenging. How
Indeed.
have you dealt, or what do you suggest people to with systems when it comes to that fatigue? And let's use relationships for that matter, like the systems for relationships, right? Because if we're going to talk about executing on a successful relationship, there is such thing as people get tired of their spouses. We literally get tired of everything, right?
Yeah.
So how do you overcome that?
Yeah. Take a nap.
Take a nap's a good one.
Take
Okay.
a nap is really, really good. Take some time to and go back. I think it all goes back to gratitude. It goes
Hmm.
back to understanding why you're in that relationship. What are you trying to build? What are you accomplishing? Why did y'all want to be together? You know what I mean? Like, going
Hmm.
back to the things, what drew you to this person? Understanding that you guys want each other to both win. in
Mhm.
life. You want the best out of it. You want to pull the best out of each other. Not, I'm not looking to take from you. I'm not looking to change you, but I want you to become the best version of you so we can accomplish the goals and dreams. So when I'm tired, take a doggone nap, take a break, right? And I don't mean a break as in you go over here and run around, especially if we're in a relationship. Right, go do this with this person. I go do this with that person, and we come back. I'm not saying that. I'm saying get a period of separation in your house for the day, for a few hours. Go hang with your boys. She go hang with her girls, right?
Mhm.
And I'm not talking about if you're in a relationship. Most cases, probably shouldn't be hanging with a bunch of single people,
Yeah.
right? You probably shouldn't be. Now, you might have your best friend who is still single. That's fine, right? Get some time with them, reconnect on that level, and then realize that, okay, let me go back to this person and talk and think about the good in them, the things
Mhm.
that I'm grateful for and what they bring out and where we're headed and we're in the same direction, how much love and support they have for you. And then the tired goes away. And then you guys don't always have to be at each other pushing like this. It should be a place of refuge. It should be a place of safety. It should be a place of peace. It should be a place where you guys can lean on each other. Hey man, I'm down right now. And that person should be like, I got you.
Mhm.
Right? Right now, you can only give 80%. I got the other 20. Right? I'm got my 100 plus the 20 you need. And then it's going to be a season where, man, I only got 50%. I got your other 150. I got your 50. I'm putting in 150% into this thing because I know you need me to help pull you up. And my goal is to lift you up and make you better anyway. So when it comes down to removing that fatigue, it's just understanding where you're headed and
Mhm.
the bigger goal in mind. And if you need to, take a nap.
For
Right?
sure.
Yeah.
That's really good, and it's really simple, because you know, I don't know if I told you this, but I had a realization talking to when Rich was speaking last week, and infidelity has never been a concern that I have for me, right?
Mhm.
But I realized that how he treats being loyal to Cindy, it hit me that it's just a decision.
Yeah.
Like, he just boiled it down to it's a simple decision. That's it. It's not even that those women are not attractive. It's not even a matter that he does not have a negative desire. He just made a decision.
Yeah.
And when he was talking about that, it really talks about to bring it back to this, when we have the fatigue, it's really the decision to be like, okay, I may be tired of this. How do I get back to it?
Mhm.
What's the actual decision? And people, I think sometimes we downplay the power of that decision making
Yeah.
process that, like, okay, this is it. I've made this decision in this commitment to me, to her, to whoever, or to whatever, just commit to it. And it's crazy when it's just that. He boiled it down to it's a decision.
Yeah. Yeah. Because the thing is, too, and the reason why he can stand on his decisions is because he has confidence in the things that he said. How many of us have made a decision and then went back on that thing and not coming through? So now I got this insecurity in my own voice because I never followed through with what I said anyway.
Yeah.
This is why on the last episode we said, finish something. Actually do the thing you said you're going to do. You said you're going to work out this year. Get your butt up, get in the gym, get healthy. It's only going to prolong your life. Right? You're only going to get healthier. Your family's only going to benefit. Your business is only going to benefit. Your job is only going to benefit. Your ministry, your spouse, your parents, your siblings, your children. Everything's only going to, you are ultimately going to benefit from the decision. So make the decision and stick to it. So now you got the confidence. So when, like Rich said, he got into that elevator with this attractive lady and his wife wasn't there, it wasn't even a second thought. He already made a decision because he's so
Yeah.
confident in his own voice and his own word and the things that he's made. So now I can make a moral decision for good and say no. Like I'm disappointed that you even did that, knowing that I'm married
Mhm.
and you can recover from this, but you need to do some work. Get off the elevator because I'm gone. Right, I'm going to tell my wife good night. Right,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like, so it's really good. I love that decision piece, especially when it comes to fatigue, because then we justify our position because I'm tired. And how many of us are looking for that, especially when it comes to executing on life, when it comes to building something great? How many of us are looking for a reason to fall back, to justify our position, to do whatever we want to do? I mean, tired is a big thing. Well, I was just tired. So I did this and I was weak
Yeah.
in the moment. Well, if you know you're weak, then don't put yourself in bad positions
Or bored. I was
or
just
bored.
bored.
Yeah, bored. Wow.
I was bored. Whatever. Right. And then
Yeah.
people are not executing on building that dream life. Right. So I think that
Mhm.
to tie it in, because we're not done with this one, but I'm gonna put this right now, is that figure out whatever you're building, what are some of the decisions that you're willing to finish, right?
Mm.
If you're building the family, is like, what are the standards that you have for your family? You're building a business, what are you going to pursue? If you're building a ministry, like which I had a thought the other day, quick segue on decisions. You know how like people bash on mega churches? Jesus had one. And I
Yeah.
kind of laughed to myself. I was like, hold on, he had a mega church. That's
Yeah.
kind of funny, you know? So
And
it's
they
like, I'm
bashed
not
him
getting,
too.
huh?
And they bashed him
Him
too.
too, right? So I kind of laughed at myself the other day thinking about this thought. I was just like, I mean, nothing against small churches, right? But you can't really bash the big ones. Jesus had one, you know? So it's whatever you are in your desires, and this is why I was tying it with this. If you have a decision to have a big church, commit to it and go through all the energy that it requires, right? I'm sure the fundraising, the committing to the tithing, right? Is a whole nother level of work. And big ones and small ones both have their challenges, but commit to that decision,
Yeah.
right? And like Mike, right? He wants to play baseball. Do you want to play baseball or you just like the idea of wearing the outfit?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
He don't want to play baseball. He want to do
Yeah.
Muay Thai. There you go.
Well, at least that's good though. But he found what he wants, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's good. I'll tell you I haven't shared this. My cousin wants to be an Olympian in swimming in Costa Rica. And this dude is like 16, 5 in the morning in the pool every day before school. And I was just like, I've never had that. I was like, this kid, he's just, my decision is the Olympics. I will do everything to get there. And I was just like, that's a whole nother level, right? Of the decision making. And then on execution in measuring progress. And I think that I've gotten, you know, measuring activity and I want to get back to it like in physically, like how do we measure some things? But what are some things that you are measuring, metrics that you're measuring most in right now? Like what are some metrics that you have for yourself?
Yeah. One is my communication. Like I measure that and how effective it is with people. Like I'm huge on it. And I'm like, man, did that go over well? Did I say that in a way that was able to be received? This book we read, Colossians 4 and 6, it says, let your conversation be seasoned with salt so everyone can receive, right? So I'm trying to make sure that even if I'm delivering a hard message, even if I'm delivering a good message, doesn't matter what I'm delivering, was it well received? Was it, how did I say it? Because I said it better. And I'm monitoring it more with my kids than I am anything else in this moment, right? How,
Okay.
because they're so formidable and malleable. Like every little word I say, they hang on. And I'm like, ooh, so I got to make sure, right? That, shoot, how did I say that? Right? It's my daughter's 14, about to be 15. So I could go off on her and it'd crush her.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And not really mean it. So I have to be so careful that I don't damage her with my words in my pursuit of working with her to get her to be the best version of herself.
Yeah.
Same thing with my son, who is, I think is a harmonizer, which is weird, right? Like, I think he got some rebel harmonizer in it, which is weird because any little word I say that's negative, he could take it in. So I'm like, ah. So I measure right now for me is my words, my communication style with Candace, with everybody. And that's one of the things that I'm big on in this season because I know where we're headed, right? And I know where we want to get to. And I need to be able to communicate in a way with people who have different personality types, going through different things, and can pull the best out of folks, even on a hard message, right?
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that I measure currently. I'm actively looking at that. How did I say that? Crap. Like tonight, for example, I'm doing men's Bible study. I got the teaching piece of this, right? So I'm like, man, I got to craft this in a way where it's heard by all, hits everybody. You know what I mean? Like can hear it in a way that makes sense. So what about you? What are some things you're measuring in this season?
I think I'm mostly measuring business metrics, but I've been thinking a lot about the communication because I realize how I hurt people with my
Mm,
words. You know, like we spoke about that I ask questions that cause them to feel pain, but it's just because they have had lack of self accountability. But like how do I not sugarcoat, but I can ask the question without causing the person to feel pain, right? So I think that I've been thinking a lot about that, how I measure that. But one that I haven't figured out the metric that I have, but how do I measure my relationship with Tanya, right? I've committed to being twice divorced and I didn't quit on either previous relationship, but whatever reason was it that they did, what do I need to do to make sure that this never ends, right? So I'm thinking about what are those things that I got to do, right? Am I willing to go get the ice? Like Cash said that one time. I thought that was a really good example, right? How often will I do it? Will I do it all the time? So I'm measuring a lot with her and I'm trying to go back to measuring my fitness, right? I do have a goal of a six pack, but I think that I want to start measuring more on the daily, right? But I measure my macros. So what is it? What doesn't get, you got to track stuff for it to have results. There's an
Yeah,
actual phrase, but I don't remember what it is.
there is one. I forgot it too. I know
Yeah,
what you're
whatever.
talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's not
Um,
measured is not tracked or something like that. No
yeah.
performance. I
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah.
Whatever.
Somebody put it in the comments.
Yeah. Somebody's gonna have it. And that's like, I think that one thing I'm doing. Now to go with that, what is winning when you execute on the life that you're building? When do you feel that you're winning? Which I think that that's a good way to frame that. It's like, when do you feel that you're winning? Not that you won, but that you're winning.
Yeah, tough question. And in transparency, it's very tough for me because I want to win big. So I don't
Mhm.
ever really feel like I'm really winning just yet. I may, in the way that I want to, because we got goals, bro. We got to get there faster. And I'm like, cool, I did it once, let's do it again. Like, let's go. Like how can I stay consistent? So maybe if I step back, winning a week to me is how consistent I was at the activity. If I had to pull back the veil, I would say that my level of consistency for that week, doing the things that I told myself I'm going to do, did I
Mhm.
win? Right. So that part is, yeah, that's how I would define it. Cause I mean, we got goals for our team, goals for people that we want to help and all of those things. But based on the week, was I able to inspire? Was I able to do the things I said I was going to do? Is my family moving forward, business tracking or whatever the case may be? All of those things matter in a business. You're familiar with, it's never doing what we want it to do. Right. Ever. So it almost feels like, yeah, can never win. Right. I'm not winning the way I need to and where I want it to go. So I can't measure necessarily the performance. I can measure the activity based
Mhm.
on what are my efforts. So that's how I have to look at it. Really tough for me because I'm such a grower and push and want to get to the next level and envelope. And I'm pushing the envelope all the time. There's more in me. I can do more. Mentors say this. I never want to hear anybody say, man, you got great potential.
Mm.
Heck no. Like that's like you might as well cuss me out. I'd rather you curse me out, punch me in my face and tell me, Mike, you got a bunch of potential. It means I'm not living up to it. Right. It drives me nuts. Now I can say I love it when people say there's more in you. You're doing, what I'm saying, you can go harder, you can go further, you can, I love that. But to just say, oh, you got a lot of potential, son. Oh my God. Like I'm
Yeah.
43 years old and still got potential. I'm not pushing up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
We
that's
got to start
power.
living up to it, right? We got to start living
Yeah,
up to it. Yeah.
exactly. All right. So what about you? How do you measure winning? What does that look like?
Lately, because I don't like saying that I'm tired, I measure my success when I am tired. When I have to think of like, I am tired and I don't want to say it.
Mm.
I think that that's when I feel I'm like, I measure. So I think that that is a way that I have felt is like, okay, that felt good. Today was, I gave it my all. Another way that I feel that I'm winning is, and I know that you dealt with it too, is the people that we are impacting when they get it.
Yeah. The light bulb goes on.
When they say it and you're like, "Oh, you said it. That's it. You
Yeah.
got it." When they got it, that is like, it's so good. And I would say those are the things that like I feel that I'm winning, right? Again, none of those things you got to go years sometimes for that to see that. We have people that we're working with right now that it's been years. No, they haven't gotten it. They're still almost purposely not getting it. And it's like, but eventually it'll happen. So I think that that is a big one. And I like competing. So like there's a guy in the office here that I told him is like, you'll never do more pull-ups than me ever. So I just keep challenging him. I'm like, the other day I was like, okay, we're going to do a kettlebell. And then I was like, we're going to do clapping pull-ups. And I was just like, I just keep beating him. And I like competing. Right.
Yeah.
And I continue to seek that. And because I know that he's way younger than me. So I know that I have to live up to myself to step up to that plate. So that feels like I'm winning. And it's not even about beating him, is that I know that I did the work to get there.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel sorry for you when he's about 36 if he stays doing what he's doing.
Well, yeah, but by then I'm in my 60s. So it's
Right.
like, it's
That's what I'm saying.
if he beats me when I'm 60, he can
He
have
better.
it.
Yeah, he better be.
He
Yes.
better.
That's
Yeah,
good.
he better beat me when I'm 60.
Yeah.
But then if he doesn't,
Yeah, even more. Even
yeah,
even more for me, right?
exactly.
More for me. That's good. That's good.
So to wrap this one up on execution, might give you guys three things. I'm gonna give you guys three things on the execution. So you focus on what are you procrastinating and don't, right? Pivot from procrastination to proper execution, right? And as you're pivoting from procrastination to proper execution, think about the systems that you need to do it on the daily and then measure it. So I'm a back plan it. Set a desired outcome that you can measure, right? Once you set it, then you set the systems, and then lastly, you do it early and often. I'll give you guys one that is really good that I saw Hormozy talk about. He talks about how he doesn't put on moisturizer. So what he did, he realized that for him, he measured progress, right? He wanted to maintain his skin. So to have good skin, he had to put moisturizer. So he just set up a system. He put his he uses the same one I use, CeraVe, right by where he makes his coffee, which again, a lot of wives probably don't agree with it, but whatever. That's where he put it. And then whenever he would go to make coffee, he would put on moisturizer. So it would just become a system. It no longer was an opinion. It no longer was a I'll do it later, because if we say we'll do it later, when I'll go back up to the bathroom and do it, it'll never happen. So he
Uh-huh.
just executed on a system. So that's a really simple thing that we can do. Do you have any other closing comments?
No, man, that's really good, bro. Oh, I do have one. I'm on this same path for six pack, so let's do it together.
Ooh, let's
All right,
go.
let's go. So we're gonna get this thing together. We'll measure, do whatever we got to do. Stay committed, push that way. I love this part. So let's get it.
Awesome.
All right.
All
But
right,
man,
guys.
this is really good. Thank you for that, bro. Those are great points to close out. So for everybody here, like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends. We're excited for this series and this the Builder series. We'll let y'all go. Take care.
Let's go. Awesome. I'm going to wrap this up.